Greg Siegel, CEO of SeeFit. So SeeFit started off as this idea, also born out of necessity, where my wife and I decided that we wanted to do an awesome weekend project and remove the wallpaper from our second bedroom. So, as you can imagine, that led to many interesting things. So we started off by going to Google, which you most likely do, search for how to remove wallpaper, which took us to YouTube. We watched about 12, maybe 15 videos, argued a little bit over how we were going to get it done. I thought one way, she thought another. Quickly realized that we actually didn't have the products we needed to get the task done. So we ended up going to Home Depot. Woohoo! So Home Depot was, as you can imagine, not very great. They just told us to go to aisle 14, pick up X, Y, and Z product, and we basically left there with nothing. So we realized that, so it should have taken just 15 or 20 minutes, ended up taking more like 6 to 8 hours and actually blew our weekends. So we said, look, there's a major problem here. From getting to how to actually get this task done just took us way too long. And the fundamental problem behind why that was because this expert content that exists out there that should have answered my question was actually spread across thousands of different websites in dozens of different formats. And more importantly, the expert who actually creates an awesome YouTube video on how to remove wallpaper is set up on the same exact position as Joe Schmo me, who maybe has done it once now and decided to create a video. But maybe my video was something that was created 3 years ago, and I have a subscriber base of 20,000, and I have many more views itself. So YouTube and Google and all these different providers are more about making money and advertising dollars rather than actually figuring out how to give you the most helpful content that's out there as well. So the other thing is that the experts themselves are not ranked based on competency; they're actually ranked based on these amorphous reviews. So somebody who actually has a plumbing gig that's easy and gets 5 stars versus somebody who gets 1 because he screwed up a huge plumbing problem is obviously a big problem. So what we said is there's a much better way to do this. We can build one platform that brings you, that allows you to ask the exact question you're looking for, connects you directly to the expert who's created the best answer, the best visual answer, and also connects you directly to the products that expert also endorses. So in one single place, you can go from how-to directly to buying the exact information that you want there as well. So here's how it works. Go to our site, ask a question. For example, how to remove wallpaper. As you'll notice here in the top left-hand corner, the top voted answer here is the best answer. You can click on the answer, and at the same time, watch the video directly in line, and you can also directly click on the expert who's actually created that content. That'll take you to the expert, where you can actually see the top 5 things that person is the most competent in. You can also see directly below there all of the content that they've created outside of just the exact answer that you're looking for. So you can say, hey, this guy's great at removing wallpaper. He can also be good at doing some other home improvement projects that you might want to know as well. So you start building this trust and this confidence in this specific person. So the other thing you can do is you can actually follow this person, this expert. You can also follow topics and also questions, which will all show up in your stream. So as whether you like jewelry making or removing wallpaper or plumbing or basket weaving, whatever it is, all that stuff will appear here directly in your stream. So we figured out there's many different ways for us to monetize. Number one, because the experts are actually giving you the recommendation and actually endorsing the products, people are 177% more likely to buy a product where they see a video where it's used in context. On top of that, they're also getting more trust because they see that this is an expert that's actually using that product here too. So we can collect, through an affiliate process, 2 to 10% of every single transaction that gets recommended through this site. Number 2, advertising. We have direct ability for us to show contextual advertising directly in the site itself. And also, I meant to mention, the experts themselves have also said that they want to have the ability to connect one-to-one with any of the individuals and also be able to charge for that too. And finally, we're creating this immense size of data too. Every single action you take on the site, every single click you take, we're tracking the sentiment and the intent of exactly what you're trying to do. So we realized in the last 3 months or so that gardening has become one of the big places for us. We have signed up 4 of the top YouTube experts online in gardening. All of them have committed to posting all their content, of which a lot of it's already on there, and also helping to push us. And that's also starting to drive some really big engagement. We have 70,000 answers in the system already, 6 minutes average time on site, and 68% of our users are coming back at least 1 time a month. So we want to bring out the expert in all of you. And we want to be the de facto place where you start search and go from how-to to actually getting something done. Thank you. Questions? Go ahead.
So you said that you're worried about YouTuber people, whoever had the most subscribers, just back up the highest number of views, and now you're just going to develop the fund.
Right.
So how do you really prevent that from happening here? Because the same people on YouTube are now coming over here with their subscribers, and they're essentially playing the same content. So they see one day put up nothing else, and everything else get buried again.
Well, yes and no. So we're actually hand selecting the actual experts that we bring onto the site right now. So we are actually going through our own curation process to say, hey, here are the ones that are doing this. And the way we've gotten those 4 is we've actually asked them all to recommend the person that they felt was the biggest expert in the field. So for gardening, when we did all of our surveys and we were actually interviewing the experts, they said the number 1 problem is that this guy Greener, Grow Your Greens, who has like 230,000 followers on YouTube, doesn't do anything based on science. He's basically getting paid by all the product companies to actually make all these videos. So we said, nix that guy. He's not going to be on here. We want people that are actually being backed by science on here as well. So it's mostly figuring out how do we actually go into each of these niches and basically start building out with trust.
So do you become an exclusive publisher? Can they publish their content to other places like YouTube or Vimeo?
Well, right now everything is not. We're not hosting any content right now at all. This is all content that's actually curated and brought into our platform. So we're linking to Vimeo and YouTube right now. Any single video you see on the site is all through that. And that was a big thing because all of the experts themselves have told us, and they said, look, Curious came to us, Angie's List came to us, and they wanted us to do an exclusive with us and not actually put that content on YouTube, but that's their main way of actually getting their name out there. They said, look, use the same system you have there right now. We just want to be a way that people can actually find you based on the exact question that they're searching for.
What's the scope of your services? Like, where do you leave off and the Stack Overflow come in?
So Stack Overflow is, so think about this. Right now, we are using content that exists on the web. Stack Overflow, Quora, and all these different sites that are out there are actually all about creating new content and new ideas or new answers to specific questions that are being answered there right now. We're saying, dude, there's a billion pieces of visual content on the web right now, possibly even more, right? Tens of billions of pieces of content. Those answer all these questions, but it's impossible to find. Unless you put the keywords and you actually have the right information in the description exactly that's there. But a 3-minute video is answering 10 questions, right? And you can search for any of those, like what's the best way to, what's the best soil to plant for growing red peppers. 2 of the videos that are on there don't even show up on YouTube, even though those are obviously the best videos that are on there for one of our experts. That's what we're trying to do right now.
I can see you guys getting the users, every marketer in the world wanting to get their promoted videos on this site.
Right.
How tied are you to only people who are backed by science or only sort of independent experts?
I think it's going, of course, it's going to grow and it's going to expand, but it's something where we want to actually try and prove out the whole thing behind science right now. So for us right now, it's all about quality and getting this tight community that's out there. It's funny, the gardeners, they understand, they can sniff out BS, right? And a lot of them, when we talked about Grow Your Greens, they had a lot of subscribers, but it was because people were actually interested in seeing what the products were that he was endorsing rather than anything else, which is kind of this interesting, dichotomy that's being built there. For us, we're building in discussions and whatnot under each of these videos and these questions, and so we want this to be a place where it's actually all about fostering this quality and trusted community.
Have you looked into Outcast?
Yeah.
How do you compare?
So Outcast was doing their own videos, right? So it's their own unique content. Again, we're using content that's out there already on the web right now, right? So it's a very consolidated thing. Howcast, WikiHow, eHow, Instructables, all those sites do very similar things, but they're doing it in very, pocketed information where they're creating one type of format and there's there's only. We're saying, hey, there might be a better Vimeo video, which there many times there are, than YouTube videos. We want that to surface to the top. And a lot of these experts only use Vimeo, not YouTube.
So what kinds of information are you going to be most interested in? I mean, there's a million different how-tos.
Right.
And the other sites tend to specialize in one area or another.
Right. So ours right now is we're focusing on gardening.
Oh.
So we want gardening. Gardening is the #1 hobby in the country, and 80% of households garden.
So you're basically a gardening site.
We are converting over. So right now, if you go to the site, it looks like that blue and teal one. We're in the process of turning it over to something that looks more like.
But it just could scale to other.
Yeah, the whole plan is, look, we've got gardeners. Gardeners love home improvement. They love small projects. We're going to take that. We're going to do due diligence as to knowing what else.
You're not trying to cover all these other.
No. And I'll tell you, that was the problem we had when we first started off. So we're like, we're everything to everybody. Woo! No, it doesn't work that. So we were focusing very heavily on gardening. Go ahead.
Last question.
Last question.
So you do the curation manually, or you have a way to? How do you surface all these great videos and how do you?
Users add them, or the experts themselves add them. So right now we have an import process that allows the experts to actually import all their videos at once and basically assign them to all the questions that they have. But most of the answers of the 70,000 answers that are on there, 69,000 of them were done directly by users themselves. So you can say, hey, I want to add this because this is my great content that answers this specific question, or they can find something.
How do you assess it's how can you sort of an expert thinks that the best way to do whatever, and how do you assess it's actually the better way to
Community votes it up and down. That's the whole benefit behind that. If the community says yes or no, then that's it. We're going to run into a situation where there are going to be, these guys, Grow Your Greens, that have 250,000 followers that are like, hey, vote up my video that's on here, and we're going to have to deal with that situation. I'll be happy when we have to deal with that situation. But right now, it's all about community curation. I'm getting the axe here. So anyway, thank you again. SeeFit.com.